Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew Budney, and today I'm going to cover the three tables for the North American Championship, how to be a spectator, and a couple other things that will hopefully make the tournament go a little bit better for everybody. First things first is I'm going to show you guys going to Menu, Configuration, Interface, and Miscellaneous Settings. Scroll down, and I always miss it every time. Autosave interval. You want it somewhere between 6. This is how often it saves. When you can have it save all the time, I usually save it somewhere between 60 and 80 seconds. Okay, that way there, if something happens to the host's computer, crashes, disconnects, tabletop simulator goes down, whatever the case may be, you will have a saved game. No more than a minute and a half old. This helps when reconnecting. You don't miss much. Number 2, for the spectator, this is the map. This is what you're going to see when you join up. Obviously, you can see all the maps now. Spectator, you go up to the top, you go change color, and the spectator will always go gray. Spectator. You don't want black, or you don't want to pick any of the colors around the perimeter because that allows you to manipulate the maps, which is what we don't want spectators to be able to do. Okay? Now, you can go gray, and there you go. You'll notice I'm grayed out up top. Okay? And you don't see my picture anywhere. I'm just here. Okay? And I don't interfere. Boom. You see, you can't modify, you can't change nothing, can't do nothing to it. Now, I am not the greatest programmer in TTS. Matter of fact, I just added graphics and stuff, but I can't, or at least I don't know how, and I didn't program in how to select, if we're doing table 3, if you're doing table 1 or 2, how to get your image to any other location. So I kept everything on table 1 here in the center. Okay, so if you're, or table 2, which is right here. Table 1 up here, as you can see, is table 1. If you're playing here, you will be on one side, your opponent will be on the other. Real simple. Now, I don't have another person logged in, but say you're playing, you've got Chris Jackson and Erwin, for example. And Erwin's hosting, he needs to promote Chris Jackson. So you just right or left click, and there will be a promote under the person's name. Only the host, the person with the crown, is able to do this. That is so the person who is being hosted can go to their objects, pull up their list, whatever that list may be. Okay? Like, boom. There's my Demon's Trainer list. You can't do that. Some of these buttons up top are grayed out if you're not promoted. Okay? Now, John, or me, or somebody at DGS HQ, for round 1, 2, 3, and if you make it to day 2, rounds 4 and 5, will assign a scenario and will assign a map. You will notice on these maps, like table 1 here, you get a whole bunch of different objective markers already placed. You go to table 2, you'll see a whole bunch more objective markers. You'll see a goal lot there. You'll see loot markers. Table 3, you'll see no objective markers, but you see some other stuff. So, let's say John goes table 1 skirmish, which we all know skirmish is only the center objective marker. So what you as a player will do, will hit L to unlock, and then remove all the loot markers, or objective markers in this case, that don't apply to that scenario, and boom, you're left with just the standard for skirmish. If you had a Trials of Gravis, you would obviously leave the objective marker there, and you would get rid of all the others. Okay. Same thing over here. If John says, okay, game 3, you're doing a treasure hunt or looting spree or whatever. You got loot markers there. You have various objectives here. Remove what you don't need. as you carry on. You will not need in any of these games to maneuver or manipulate any terrain for any scenario. That's why I took plenty of time to make sure that these all work with the scenarios that John gave me, plus that they would work with other scenarios as well so that we can keep using this really nice setup. I also made sure that dice are there, all the markers, everything's set by table, so you don't have to go from table 1 to roll all your dice. Everything is ready to go. Each table, table 1, 2, and 3, is all fully self-contained. You've got your magic, markers, everything right here, ready to go. Now, of course, you're free as a player when you come in and join. I just colored the dice, red and blue just to have them contrasted colors. But of course, you can always right-click, color tint, and you can change them whatever you want. So if you're Grular and you like the purple, make your dice purple. You're absolutely free to do so. Okay. After every game, you go ahead and completely shut down Tabletop Simulator, because when you load it back up, it's 100% reset, ready to go. Any alterations you made are undone. Okay. But this is going to be your first real look at the scenarios and the maps. And again, with the maps, there's objectives out there. You guys can take a good guess as to what may or may not be coming. There's definitely some false stuff out there just to confuse you, because John hasn't officially released what's what. So, but here are your maps. Now, BJ does have this saved game file. He will be, within the next couple of days, putting it so when you start Tabletop Simulator and start the Freeblades module, this will be what you see. There's no loading, there's no nothing. This is what comes up. Hopefully he'll get that done here later this week so that it's good and ready to go for the tournament. Otherwise, I think I covered everything with the new setup, couple of tips ready to go, and for any spectators. Thank you very much.